really what improves human health and performance, it can't always be measured, right? There are just certain gears that people have where you put them in a situation, they're like, I got this, they've got like this potential that's just there. And so to get to that, he does this thing he calls Misogi. And the basic idea is that once a year, you're going to pick something really hard, just make it up out in nature and go do it. The rules have to be one, really hard, like I said, and he defines that by saying you have a 50-50 shot finishing it. Rule number two, very simple, don't die. And so, for example, they've done things like they got an 85-pound rock, and him and a few people, they walked it 5 miles underneath the Santa Barbara Channel. So one guy would go down, pick up the rock, walk, and so on and so forth until it was like at the other side. Done things like really long stand-up paddleboard sessions where they hadn't really stand-up paddleboarded before. All kinds of weird stuff. And it is weird. But the idea is that, as humans evolved, we had to do challenging stuff in nature all the time. And there was no safety net, right? So this could be something like we have to move from point A to point B, from like summering to wintering grounds, or we have to be successful on this epic hunt, or else we're all going to starve to death, or there's a tiger lurking in the bushes, whatever it might be. We no longer have those sort of challenges. But in the past, when we used to do those type of things, we would learn a lot about our potential and what we were capable of, because we get put in positions where, like, if I fail, things are not going to go well. So I have to keep pushing beyond what I think my edge is. Right. And we would even engineer these into our lives in things like traditional rites of passage, where, we're sending a young person out because they're at point A. We need to get them to point B. And we're going to do that by putting them through something really physically, psychologically, and emotionally challenging out in nature. And so the idea with Misogi is that they're trying to capture a lot of that magic to sort of show people that, your potential is a lot bigger than you are aware of. Because in modern life, we never get these moments that sort of push us out to our edges and beyond them. And we realize, oh, I thought my edge was here, but I'm beyond it. And what else in my life am I selling myself short on? So yeah, it's kind of a weird way to do it, but I mean, I honestly think it works.
I love it. Right. I look at it as like training a muscle. It's training a mental muscle, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I happen to write down one of the quotes you had in the book from Marcus, which was about, you mentioned the edge of the comfort zone. He says, in Misogi, you'll reach the edge where you're convinced you have nothing left, but you'll keep going anyway. And then you'll look back and you'll be way out beyond where you were certain your edge was, and you won't forget that.
Yeah.
So it resets the bar higher, right?
Yeah, totally. So that bar is reset. And then, the point is, you're not just doing this to do it. Like, now that bar has been reset, you can go back into your normal life, your everyday life at the office or whatever you do at the warehouse. I don't know, whatever your job is, with that new bar. And you can use that to your advantage. It's like once you've done something like a Misogi and learn something about yourself, all of a sudden the sort of stuff we get worked up about in modern life, whether it's like giving a presentation at work or, oh, I have a deadline, I need to like get this spreadsheet in by a certain time. It's like, it kind of reframes it and goes like, one, I can do this, it's fine. And two, like, this isn't that big of a deal,